what's up everybody, it's Amaya. So today's video is going to be my top 10 favorite Colourpop eyeshadows. I'm going to be showing you guys swatches, I'm going to be talking about them, why I love them, and just kind of giving you guys a little bit of a look into some of my favorite picks. I know when you're on the Colourpop website, they have so many colors and so many shades, and some of them look similar, and you don't really know like which is best, all that sorts of stuff. So because I have a pretty extensive Colourpop eyeshadow collection, I decided to show some of my favorites to you guys here today. They're all sort of in the same tonal family, like peachy, gold, some silvers, neutral. There's no like crazy blues, crazy greens, anything like that. That's just not the kind of thing that I wear. So I don't really have a lot of those. So if you're looking for more of those colors, go check out Kathleen Light's video. She did one just like this, but hers has some more blue colors, some more pops of color. Mine has more neutrals. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so the first shade I'm going to talk about is this one. This is the shade Liberty, and it is one of their ultra metallic finishes. Colourpop has a ton of different finishes of eyeshadows, and this is their ultra metallic. So the thing that I love about this eyeshadow is it is so pigmented and smooth and amazing. When I dip my finger into this, it feels like buttery, and then it's just so reflective. It's like you have actual metal on your hand, and it's just so creamy and gorgeous. I love this shade. I haven't worn it too many times only because it is so intense. It's hard to kind of find the right type of look, but if you have a gorgeous silvery smoky eye, or even just a little pop of something, like you need like a pop of bright silver somewhere, this is absolutely amazing. Especially if you're very into cool tones, you will really like this. This has no glitter, no sparkle, no none of that in it, so that is another reason why I like it a lot, because it's just pure like metallic shimmery goodness. So the next shade is actually one that you can't get your hands on anymore, which is really sad. So they originally brought this out I think in their fall 2015 collection, then they discontinued it and everyone was really sad, so they brought it back for Christmas of 2016, and the shade I'm talking about is Koosh. This is the coolest metallic taupe gorgeous shade ever. This is also an ultra metallic finish. Oh my god, this one, same thing, super buttery, super gorgeous, but the thing that makes it different from Liberty is that it has more of a purpley pinky sort of undertone. As you can see, Liberty is much more pure silver, pure blue silver almost, and Koosh is much more pinky, taupey, purpley sort of shade. I love this so much because it literally goes with every eye look. You don't have to be doing a cool tone look to wear this. Even though it's a very cool tone shadow, I find that I can use more neutral colors in the crease, even warm colors, and I can still put this on and it doesn't look crazy or ashy or out of sync. None of that. It looks absolutely stunning. So next we have I Heart This, and this is also very similar to the first two, but it's even a little bit more different because it's their metallic finish. So their metallic finish has some glitter in it. Their ultra metallic does not. So this one has some more chunky bits of glitter in it, which is really, really pretty if you're looking for that type of look. And this one is also still available, I believe. It should still be available. This is what it looks like on my finger. As you can see, it's a very pretty taupey, silvery sort of shade. It's very, very, very similar to Koosh, but it has that glitter in it, and it has a bit more neutral. It's more neutral than Koosh, I think, and it also has that glitter. It's also not as pigmented because it does have that glitteriness. It's not as like ba-bam. So the next shade I have is Tassel, and this is one of their metallic shades. So this again has glitter in it, but it's also very metallic and gorgeous. This is like a pure white sort of shade. It's like a white silverish sort of shade. You can see right here. This one is a little bit more like gritty than the other ones are. It's more sheer, more gritty, and that is actually why I love it so much. It's very similar to their glitter sheer formula. I think if they were to redo this one, they'd probably put it in their glitter sheers, because it has that base pigment, that white base pigment, but it's mostly silver and white glitter. This is the best shade to top of any of these top ones right here. If you want a nice cool tone sort of glitter, but you don't want anything too pigmented and crazy, like you already have your base shade on, you just want a little bit of glitter, just take this on your finger and tap, 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 tap. It is so pretty. I love this for the inner corners as well if you want something very sparkly, almost editorial looking, like blown out. Perfect for that. And this is really easy because you just can tap it all over your eye. It has enough base pigment to where it's not going to fly everywhere, but it has enough loose glitters to where you're going to get that really pretty, effortless, sparkly look. So I love that. I love doing like a smoky eye, like a matte smoky eye, and then just taking some of this and throwing it on top. It just looks so effortless and editorial and messy, and I don't know, I just really, really love it. This next shade is called Fringe. This is a metallic shade as well. This is kind of crossing over into the more goldish toned shades. I actually used this in my prom makeup tutorial last year because it's the perfect prom shade, and the reason why I say that is because it's very neutral. As you can see, you can almost barely see it on my hand. It's almost the same color as my skin. It's a silvery gold sort of color. It's also, like I said, a metallic finish, so it does have that nice glitter in it, and it's not too crazy like pigmented like this. It doesn't look like a cream almost. It does look like a nice shadow. I love this shade, again, for just packing all over the lid. It's very effortless. You don't have to try hard with this shadow. You can just kind of throw it on with your finger, and that's the thing that I like about majority of Colourpop's eyeshadows is they're very effortless. You don't have to get a brush, blend it out. You can just kind of sweep them on and you're done. This next shade is one of the newer ones I actually have. This is in the shade Supermodel, and this is one of their pearlized finishes. So this is very, very, very similar to their ultra metallic. In that it doesn't have any glitter or sparkle, but it's not as creamy and pigmented as the ultra metallic. So I'm going to swatch this right here. They're also a little bit more satin, I would say. They have that pearly, satiny sort of look. I actually really like their pearlized finishes for that reason, because they're not too crazy. So this is it right here. As you can see, it's only a few shades, like a shade peachier than my skin tone. Again, it's very, very similar to my skin tone. Also, if you see me looking over here, I have a mirror where I'm kind of looking there so I can describe the shades because I can't see myself in the viewfinder. So it has almost like a pinky shift to it in a way. It's not duochrome, but it has like a pinky gold sort of look to it, and I really like it. I have it on my brow bone today and also in my inner corners. This one actually, I think, applied better with a brush than with my finger. I took a little brush. Which one did I use? I used a Morphe E36, which I love, and I just took this and dotted it right in my inner corners right here, and it just gave the most beautiful nude sort of glow. It wasn't anything too crazy, very neutral. So this next one is the glitter sheer formula that I was talking about, and this is in the shade Paisley. So I talked about this in my March favorites, and the reason that I love this so much is because it literally goes with anything. Any sort of gold or even rose gold. It is the most interesting shade because it has that slight goldish base pigment, but it's mostly pink. I see some pink, some green, some gold shimmers in there. I mean, you can't tell there's green or pink or anything. It just looks wet and sparkly and gorgeous. This is the shade that I love to use when I just feel like I need a little bit extra something. I have it on top of my eyeshadow today. As you can see, you can't really see it. It just makes whatever eyeshadow you're wearing more sparkly. So this next shade is one that was actually very popular when I was doing prom makeup last year, and this is the shade Blaze. This is from the Kathleen Lights Where the Light Is quad, and this is a metallic one as well. So this has some glitter in it. So this is just a really pretty burnt sort of browned blackened gold, as you can see right there. It's so stunning. It's not, like I said, too much. So because of that metallic, it has a lot of base pigment and a lot of glitter. As you can see, it has a nice reflective sheen like that. It's a very dark gold. So a lot of the people that I did makeup for wanted something very bronzy and gold, but they didn't want it brassy. You know, they didn't want like that pure gold brassy sort of color. So this is why they loved this shade, because it's that nice deepened brown gold. And when you put it on the eyes, it's not as pigmented as when you put it like a swatch, so it doesn't look brown and muddy, which it can kind of look brown and muddy on a swatch, but if you put it on your eyes, it looks more gold, especially if you use like a gold shadow underneath or a gold primer. It brings out the gold tone so beautifully, and it's just a gorgeous, sophisticated gold sort of shade. So this next shade is actually one that I have on my eyes right now, and it is the shade La La. This is one of their ultra metallic finishes, so it's a very, very crazy pigmented. Look at that. These Ultra Metallics literally look wet. So I'm just going to swatch this right here for you guys. So if you guys see that, it's so beautiful. It doesn't have, like I said, that crazy amount of glitter in it, which I really love. I tend to go for a more shimmery sort of eye, and that's why I love these Ultra Metallics and the pearlized finishes. This is like a coppery rose gold. Definitely has a bit more copper in it. The next shade I'm going to show you looks extremely similar in the pan, but it has more rose in it. This definitely has more of a coppery sort of feel to it. And then this last shade is Weenie. This is from the Kathleen Lights Where the Night Is quad, and this is a pearlized finish. So that's very similar to this guy right here, Supermodel. So as you can see, they look very similar in the pan, but once I swatch them, you can definitely tell a difference. So Weenie, and by the way, I just kind of like rubbed my finger in there like 2 or 3 times. I didn't like go ham on it, and that swatch went all the way across my arm. So as you can see, this one's very pink compared to Lala. It's a much more pinky sort of rose gold shade. I have this one on my eyes as well. It swatches a little bit darker again than it applies in the eyes. Like I have it on, but it doesn't look too pink. You know when eyeshadows look too pinky and too red and too coppery, they just look weird? This one doesn't. This one looks really, really pretty. It's very flattering, especially for blue or green eyes. This will look stunning, but it'll also look gorgeous on brown eyes as well. So it's a very universal shade, and that's why I love it. So I do want to mention one last shade. It's not one of my favorites, but it's just such a cool and unique shade that I feel like I have to tell you guys because it's not given enough justice on the website. I feel like you can't really tell what kind of a color it is, and that's the shade DGAF. This is a metallic finish, and when you see it online, it just kind of looks like a goldish sort of shade, but when you see it in real life, it's like a brown with a green reflex. So you might be thinking, oh, that's like MAC blue-brown pigment, or like those shades that are really popular, like the one in the Wet n Wild, where it's like reddish color but then it shifts to blue. This one is completely different. This is like a pure like acid green shift. It's just so unique. I just have to mention it to you guys because I have never seen an eyeshadow in my entire life that is like this. I don't know if this is picking it up on camera. I really hope it is, but look at that. It's basically like a red pink sort of base with a green glitter in it that creates like this green shift. It is literally the most unique and cool shadow I have seen in my entire life, and the thing that I love about it is that it has that reddish pigment to it. So you can put this all over your eyes and it's not going to look like you're wearing green eyeshadow, but you're going to get that cool green shift. It's just so cool and so unique. I had to mention it because you really can't tell that about it on the website at all. So that's it for this video, you guys. I hope you guys like it. Please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what you thought down below. Let me know some of your favorite eyeshadows. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Hey, what's up everybody, it's Amaya. So today's video is going to be my cream and powder contouring routine.